Happy New Year. I'm Dr. Tony Soldano. Thank you for joining me today. I want to talk to you about a leadership master plan. My friends, listen, every leader wants to improve, or I would hope so. And every leader needs a blueprint on how to improve their skills, their capacity, and their abilities. 3 areas that I want to talk to you about today that really should be part of this master plan. 3 areas. Number 1, I call it leadership upgrades. Number 2, I call it the dailies or the daily. And then number 3, deliverables. So number 1, we have leadership upgrades. Number 2, we have the dailies. And number 3 are deliverables. Let's break these down one at a time. Number 1, leadership upgrades. Every year, this is something that I've done for years, by the way, is I sit with myself and I think, and I look at the past year and I look at areas moving forward and where I am in that season of my life and my leadership and where I am going and what do I want to achieve and the goals and the objectives. And I begin to look at my leadership strengths and weaknesses and even deficiencies. Where am I lacking and where do I need to improve? What am I lacking and where do I need to improve? By the way, that takes a lot of emotional intelligence. It takes a lot of self-awareness and it takes integrity and honesty to look at your own leadership and say, there's a void there. I need to improve. I need a master plan. What are they? What are they in your life, in your business, organization, ministry, whatever it may be? Let me give you a few of mine. And by the way, don't overwhelm yourself with too many. Don't be creating a list of 10, 15 things. It's just never going to happen. I always like that 3 to 5 rule. You're always going to hear me talk about top 3, top 5. What are your top 3 things that you want to develop? Here's a few of mine. Number 1, I always want to be the most emotionally intelligent person in the room, no matter the meeting, no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation. I don't always achieve that, but that is certainly one of the upgrades. And every year I want to develop that. It could be in the area of sensitivity. It could be in the area of conflict resolution. It could be in the area of crucial conversations, whatever it may be, that whole area. And I love this subject, by the way, emotional intelligence. I think it is absolutely essential. So for me, my first one would be that I want to be the most emotionally intelligent person in the room. Number 2, I want to become even more strategic than I've been already. And in our organization, we have something called a strategic plan or a committed plan, and there are many stakeholders, but we have become more strategic than we ever have been, and we continue to move into this area, making decisions based on data, based on strategy, instead of just gut feel or a whim or whatever. So emotional intelligence for me, strategy for me. And then number 3 for me, I want to become even more innovative in what I do and how I lead. I want to become more creative. I want to give more room to the gift of curiosity, which I'll be doing programs on both innovation and the gift of curiosity. So stay tuned for those. They are coming. Number 2, what about the dailies? Well, what are the dailies? What is it that I am talking about? So somebody once said that your success is directly connected to what you do on a daily basis. Your success is what you do on a daily basis. It is directly connected to that. In other words, successful people do daily what unsuccessful or average people do occasionally. That's the difference. I'm not suggesting you spend all day on it, but every single day there will be some time devoted to the top 3 to 5 things that you are going to accomplish. And in a moment, I'll tell you about those deliverables. And by the way, they could be connected even to your upgrades. Here are some of mine. Number 1, I need to write. I need to write every day, whether it's leadership material, whether it's a book that I'm writing and that I've been writing for 2 years now. Every single day for me, I need to write. Number 2, I need to ask pertinent questions no matter who I'm with, whether it's my employees, my staff, my family, whether I'm at the golf course, whoever I am interacting with. It is my goal on a daily basis to ask very pertinent questions of people. The information you will receive is absolutely phenomenal. Don't just leave your questions to Google. There are a lot of intelligent people out there. Number 3 for me, because I have a spiritual component to my life, and I hope you do as well. There are things that I do from a spiritual discipline on a daily basis. Number 4, I try to be active, whether I'm at the gym or I'm golfing or going for a walk or achieving 10,000 steps or more. There's something that I want to do when it comes to the area of activity. And by the way, that includes nutrition and sleep and hydration and all the rest of it. So it's all encompassing. And then my 5th one is leadership, a particular thing that I want to do daily in developing this area of my leadership. These are the 5 things that I do daily. Some of them take more time than others on a daily basis, but I try to squeeze them in. And by the way, I also write them right on a glass board that I have right there in my office. It's always looking at me. It's always talking to me. I have it on, my digital files. I'll have it on my phone. I'll have it on reminders so that it will help me to remember, did you do these 5 things today? And then number 3 is our deliverables. Number 3 is goals, objectives, what I call the big rocks, the things that you are going to accomplish over the next year. Could be even less than a year. As a matter of fact, many people are now moving more towards quarterly goals and small goals instead of the entire year. But that's what those deliverables are. They're the big rocks. They're the things that are going to thrust you forward, your people forward, your organization forward. And here again, they need to be measurable. So whether I'm doing my deliverables or not, they're going to be connected somehow on a daily basis. And they're also going to be connected to, the leadership upgrades. See how it's all just it all dovetails together. So let me give you my top. I've got 3. I'll give you 4. Number 1, I have a budget that I need to work with: revenue, costs, return on investment, capacity, productivity, that sort of thing. So I'm responsible for a budget. Many of you are also. Number 2, I had mentioned that book. I'm writing a book on emotional intelligence. And so that is something that I want to deliver on in 2025. And then my big one here is team development and team productivity. Team development and team productivity. That is something that is near and dear to me. I love to invest in people. I love to build others up around me. I want to see them achieve and I want to see them succeed, whether they're in my organization or whether I'm coaching them, whether I have a direct link to them or a dotted line. This is important for me. And then finally, what I'm doing here with you today is to develop more and more leadership content to help you and to help your organization so that you will make a healthy and positive impact to those around you. So, Leadership Master Plan, 3 components that we talked about. Number 1, your leadership upgrades. Where are you going to improve, particularly conduct, behavior, leadership skills, capacities? Number 2, we talked about our dailies. So how are we going to connect those into what we do on a daily basis? And by the way, the more you can schedule these dailies, the better. Literally block it in your calendar. At this time, I'm going to focus on this. At this time, I'm going to focus on that. And then finally, my deliverables, which are the big rocks. My friends, listen, if you put these in place, I'm telling you, you are going to have a phenomenal year and you're just going to launch. You're going to launch your leadership. You're going to impact and inspire those around you to become even greater leaders themselves. I'm Dr. Tony Soldano, and thank you for joining me today.